Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Skyline Lab Kit Interest webinar. We're excited to have you and even more excited to share more about the Lab Kit. I'm Emily Calandranis, the Director of Development and Partnerships on behalf of Skyline. And with me today is my awesome colleague, Ashley Dodge. She's the Director of Operations for Skyline and is my right-hand woman for everything Lab Kit created. And so if you have any questions at all, we're here to help you. And along with us, we have Angela Ramos. She's a University of Tampa professor, an extraordinary human being, one of our favorite people, and she has used the Lab Kit firsthand. So a little information about Angela will be shared a little bit closer towards the middle of the presentation. But if you have any questions for Angela as well, feel free to go ahead and put them in the chat. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So the Skyline Lab Kit is an all virtual platform. It provides supplemental learning for middle school, high school, college students, as well as teachers. There's over 1,300 educational institutions and organizations that utilize the Skyline platform. If you have come to us from the National Cyber League world, that is the platform that is used for the competition as well. There are many benefits of the Skyline Lab Kit, but we have three key benefits that we think could be a really great fit for what you're looking for your students. First is it boosts NCL readiness. It's going to help students prepare and sharpen their skills and gain confidence for the NCL competition. As you know, we just wrapped up the fall season, but the spring season is going to be taking place in just a couple months. We're going to be opening registration. And so it's a wonderful way to get students to be prepared for the competition seasons. It also is a wonderful way for students to be engaged with cybersecurity education. It provides an interactive way to explore cybersecurity concepts and techniques. And lastly, it's real-world hands-on practice. So if you're looking for a solution, you probably have curriculum, you're looking for a hands-on component, and you really are not that excited of making your own CTF or creating your own challenges. This is a wonderful way to fill in that gap. It offers practical exercises that simulate real cybersecurity challenges for effective learning. What's included in the Lab Kit? We have practice challenges that come with written and video guides. So those tutorials are going to be similar to the NCL Gymnasium. We also have a Capture the Flag mini competition that allows hands-on learning for your specific group that is utilizing the Lab Kit in a friendly, competitive environment. And this is what I call our secret sauce. We have student performance metrics. So there are going to be scouting reports and ways for you to see your students, how they're excelling through the different gymnasium components, through the different CTF components. And it gives you a detailed skills report for every single student that's utilizing the Lab Kit. You can expect flexible scheduling. It fits the time frame that works best for you, and it's a perfect solution for seasonal needs. For example, if your students are not able to compete in the fall or spring competition seasons for the National Cyber League, this is a great way for you to be able to utilize on your time the Lab Kit that fits into your preferred schedule. It's an easy setup with ready-made learning material. Everything is virtual-based. Everything is platform-based. And once again, it's all virtual environment. So we're talking from A to Z, all components are going to be just for students logging in, and it allows you to get started right away. So who utilizes the Lab Kit and how? Educators give students a way to apply their knowledge through real-world scenarios and creative learning activities. Administrators can utilize this as a STEM-focused learning opportunity at your school, such as for seasonal camps or after-school programs, and even professional development opportunities for your teachers. And program managers, maybe you're looking for a way to interact and have some really impactful outreach in your community. This is a wonderful way to support underserved students, encouraging them to pursue cybersecurity in the future. So now I'm going to go through the different kits that are available for the Skyline Lab Kit. We're first going to begin with the Introduction Lab Kit. This requires zero experience. It allows you to introduce your students to cybersecurity through practice materials and the CTF competition. On the left-hand side, it says suggested schedule, but truly you have 3 months of access for the lab kit. You can divide the time as you see fit for your students, but we're going to really focus on where it says the lab kit highlights. Once again, there is no experience required for this level, and the difficulty is in line with CompTIA IT fundamentals. This kit is going to require a Chromebook or better. For the standard lab kit, it expands on the topics from the intro kit, and it provides materials for those with some experience to continue building their cybersecurity skills. Once again, on the left-hand side, there's a suggested schedule that is extremely flexible and will fit your needs. And on the right-hand side are some of the highlights for the standard kit. Students should have some experience taking or having taken a computer science or an IT class, and the difficulty is in line with the CompTIA Security Plus certification. And this also requires a Chromebook or better. And the last kit is the Advanced Lab Kit. So this kit in particular is the most comprehensive offering, and it covers the most cybersecurity concepts compared to the other kits. On the left-hand side, we have a 6-week suggested schedule, once again, completely flexible to your needs. And on the right-hand side are the highlights. Students' experience is required, having students taken or have taken an intro cybersecurity class. The difficulty is going to be in line with CompTIA Security Plus, and this version does require a computer that can run a Kali Linux VM. This lab kit comparison chart can be found also on our website for the lab kit. And Ashley will go ahead and drop that link into the chat. And you'll be able to go through the different levels of the kits that I just showed you on the website, as well as to see this lab kit comparison chart. This reviews all of the things I just mentioned, but actually it's going to show you the pricing as well. So keeping a few things in mind, that every lab kit is available for 3 months access. You get to choose what those 3 months will look like, how long the students have for the gymnasium component, how long the students have for the CTF component, and this is going to be for up to 50 students. So each kit can accommodate up to 50 students, and the pricing is based on that. So if you have less than 50 students, the pricing still remains the same, as this is not a per seat kit, it is per group. So for 50 students, the Introduction Lab Kit is $1,000. For the Standard Lab Kit, it's $1,500. An Advanced Kit is $2,000. Keeping in mind, it would be 1,000 divided by 50, 1,500 divided by 50, and 2,000 divided by 50. So the price per student would be $20 plus. So the more students you have that are able to use the kit in the 3-month period collectively as a group, you'll get more bang for your buck. I'd like to review just a little bit about the virtual platform. And then, of course, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and we will be going over questions a little bit later in the interest webinar. Students can work independently or in groups. It's truly up to you. This can be self-paced or taught as an in-person, virtual, or hybrid class. Students will be receiving generic login credentials. When you sign up for a Skyline Lab Kit, you'll get a list of student credentials that you then can share with your students. So there's no need for the students to register or share any of their personally identifiable information. This is a browser-based platform, Chromebook or better for intro and standard kits, keeping in mind that advanced kits will need to run Kali Linux. Once again, there are 3 months of access for students, and this includes access to Gymnasium Practice Arena, as well as the CTF. You get to pick the dates for those as well. Instructor guides and answer keys for the gym and the CTF will be provided to instructors. We can accommodate up to 10 instructors in a lab kit, and you'll have to identify who is your main instructor, and then from there we can go ahead and add on assistant instructors for your lab kit. And lastly, keeping in mind that secret sauce, the automatic platform scoring reports. You'll be able to see the progress of your students in real time for the gymnasium as well as the CTF. This is a quick shot of what the scoring report looks like within the lab kit. We give you a plethora of information, and just the screenshot here, it shows you the placement, how many points, accuracy, completion. It will show you all these different types of graphs so you can see how students are doing individually, as well as how students are doing as a group. It's really a wonderful way to make sure that you're seeing the progress of students, where some students are maybe falling a little bit behind, where they're really succeeding and doing a bang up job, and you're excited to show more about a particular topic, or maybe you need to share a little bit more information about a topic that they're falling slightly behind on. This is a lot of information. Once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and put your questions in the chat. Keeping in mind that in just a few moments, I also will be sharing my email address, as well as a way for you to contact me. We can have a one-on-one conversation to see if the lab kits are a fit for you. It's my pleasure to hear about your unique situations, how you're thinking of utilizing the lab kit, and really coming up with some great ways in order for you to do so. Before we do that, however, we're going to get to our special guest. Angela Ramos is going to get on stage in just a moment. She is from the ITM department at the University of Tampa. She is a champion for the National Cyber League. We've had the pleasure of working with Angela in person, and she's also quite a champion for her students and those in the cybersecurity community. And she's going to go ahead and share about her experience utilizing the Cyber Skyline Lab Kit. And once again, if you have any questions, Angela's happy to help. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Angela on stage. And Angela, whenever you're ready, feel free to take it away.
All right. Good. Thank you for coming to this webinar. I personally have had a huge success using the lab kit. Our students are required to participate in the National Cyber League in both the fall and spring semester, so they get a lot of exposure to the NCL. But I noticed that there was a need within our cybersecurity community here in Tampa, especially for those people who are transitioning, say, from like a traditional IT job, and they want to get into cybersecurity and they just don't know how to do it. And so I utilized the lab kit during a B-Sides Tampa for a training event. And it was absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, I wasn't sure how it was going to be received, but everybody loved it. And they loved the fact that if you know anything about B-Sides training sometimes is like $5, $10, sometimes it's free. So I was a little nervous. I was not trying to make any money during this. I was just passing the cost on to each person. And they said it was the best, like $40, whatever, that they spent, because not only did we spend 8 hours going over all of the training within the lab kit. Once we did the training, they continued to have access, and then we kicked off the actual CTF event as well. And so it's kind of neat because like the gymnasium is just like, practicing. You're learning about what the tools are, like what tool do I use to do this and when do I use that tool. And it's really about learning in a safe environment and understanding these concepts that maybe are new, especially like for career transition people. They're familiar with it, but they've heard about it, but they've never really done it. So the gym allows for that practice. And then once you're done with the gym part is when we move into the CTF and we take the training wheels off and see just how well did they absorb the new material, the tools, the techniques, and then let them blossom. And the people that were doing the CTF, there's just like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I needed. I have been doing web development for my whole career, but I never once thought about how to secure the website because I've always just been, either the designer or, the front end developer. And I didn't realize all these vulnerabilities, which then leads to even more conversation, about how to secure, whether it's websites, whether it's about, OSINT, whether it's forensics. There was just a lot of really cool, basically magic that was happening during that training. And so one of the other things that we've been exploring is the large amount of summer camps that we have, in the Tampa Bay area, and utilizing these kits for high school summer camps, because they are the perfect plug and play solution where you don't have to worry about, installing a bunch of VMs and installing tools and all of this stuff. It is the administration of the administration part of deploying the training is so simple. There was no headaches. It was just super easy. And so having that as a supplemental training as part of whether it's your program during the school year or over the summer has changed people's career trajectories. After some of the people these were mostly adult learners, which this is also good for adult learners, not just high schoolers and college students, because we use it in college as well. But they got so excited about this that they then started doing other CTFs and going deeper into those areas of cyber, that they're even trying to figure out, where in cyber do I belong? And it's just it's an awesome tool that's easy to use and people love it. Oh, and if you hear that timer, it's because I love to talk about Cyber Skyline and the NCL. So I'm trying to be respectful of everybody's time. And so, so I love it. I'll just keep talking. So with that, I will go ahead and put myself on mute if anybody has any questions.
No problems, Angela. Honestly, if anyone has questions, absolutely. But feel free, if you'd like to have some extra time and share about anything. You're definitely not under the gun. So if you want to go ahead and think, if you want to share a couple other things, let us know. I'm going to go ahead and post just our purchasing options, and that might give a little food for thought for people in the questions. But I will definitely come back to you, Angela, in a couple moments and see if you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share, if that works for you. Gotcha. Great. All right. So very quickly, I want to go ahead and share our purchasing options page. The link that we have here is actually a really important link. So this is a discount that we have exclusively for you watching the interest webinar. So attendees will receive a 10% off on any lab kit purchased before February 1st. Remember to use this specific link. If you go through the website, it's not going to give you this link. So just make sure you copy and paste it. And we also will be sending you an email that will have this link in there as well, probably tomorrow. So if you pick up the QR code or go ahead and copy and paste this link, the 10% off will be available all the way until February 1st. But perhaps you have some questions. Let me go ahead and see if we have anything in the chat. Keeping in mind that this is not the last time you'll have a touch point with myself or anybody on our team. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat box and we can get to those. Angela, I'm going to go ahead and bring you back on and see if you have any final thoughts as we see if we have any questions that are going to be coming in for us.
I did think of something. So one of the questions or one of the topics that's covered. Okay, can I answer that, or do you want to answer that?
Angela, please. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so it is very similar to the NCL. The gym is the same. So if you're used to using the NCL and you've already had students do the NCL, the gym will be similar. But the CTF is different, where, and please correct me if I'm wrong, with the NCL, each season, the challenges will change. And, but they are different challenges than what is seen in the NCL.
That is correct. So for every season of the National Cyber League competition, our engineering team makes brand spanking new challenges every season. The content that's in the lab kit is previous content from random seasons. So you may have seen it 2 years ago, maybe you've seen it a couple seasons ago, but the actual NCL will always be fresh and new content every single season. So nobody can look up answers or anything like that. But we do utilize the information, which was created by the Cyber Skyline engineering team for the lab kit. So Angela, you're absolutely correct. All right, Meg. Hey, Meg. I know you, Meg. So happy to see you here. So Meg's question is, would you say that high school completers of the lab kit would be able to pass the CompTIA fundamentals exam? Angela, do you want to take that since you had your students utilize it? I have my opinion, but I wanted to see what you would like to say about that.
Sure. So I'm not sure about the fundamentals. However, the NCL itself is based upon the Security Plus. And so in addition to like the book learning that we do with like the boring reading parts, in addition to the NCL, absolutely it has helped our students. I can't speak to the fundamentals because we don't focus on that area, but it has definitely helped our students with passing Security Plus.
Terrific. Thanks so much, Angela. And I was going to say similarly, it's not a guarantee. Of course, we're not saying if you do this, then absolutely that will happen. However, the preparation is there and it does align with the content that's in those certifications. Great question, Meg.
Yeah, because kind of to go along with her question, which was something I was going to bring up, is like one of the in password cracking, like in the advanced kit, students will learn how to do various forms of password cracking. And one of the things that I like to talk about is it opens the whole door about everything to do with password cracking. We use a lot of the RockU password data dump, which then before we even talk about how to do password cracking itself, I have a whole conversation about what is the RockU data breach? Why did it happen? When did it happen? What has changed with passwords and password requirements since that breach? And then we take that one little tiny question that's in the cryptography portion about RockU, and then I take it and I just unravel it into a lot of different areas that start the conversation about passwords, password security, and where we've been and where we're going and everything. And then we start talking about even the tools that can be used, how to use them ethically, when to use them, and so forth. So I don't view these the lab kits as like a traditional lab where, okay, you do lab 1, 2, and 3, and then you're good. Like, it is really a lot deeper than that. It can be just hurry up and finish this, but the way that the questions, the way that the program is built, it allows for conversations that really need to happen that are more exciting than just looking at a PowerPoint.
Very well said. Thank you, Angela. And I think you really hit on something that all educators are trying to achieve, and that is interest and excitement. That's really hard, especially when something is completely virtual. There is a tendency to do exactly what you said as well, and that is just to get through it.
Mhm.
And it's allowing to have space to learn, to ask questions, to be curious. I will share a little bit of, Angela, you and I had a quick conversation earlier today when we were talking about like student motivation and what gets students excited to want to learn more. And one of the missions of Cyber Skyline, as we support the National Cyber League and we have the Cyber Skyline platform, is our mission is to get students into careers. Now, that could be starting at middle school, high school, college, university, wherever they're at. We're trying to get students to not only see the possibilities, but be excited about the possibilities. And one thing that Angela had mentioned is that she had a group of students, and I'm going to make this really, really short, but the story was really cool. And Angela, feel free to elaborate. But she had a group of students who were really interested, or were actually not even sure if they were really interested yet, but they were curious about OSINT, and they had experienced in the National Cyber League at competition utilizing the Cyber Skyline platform, all about OSINT. And Angela had a competition that she was really looking to have students participate in, and her students in particular were not interested in doing it. So she reached out to some students in the NCL Discord, and those students shined at this competition. They got fourth place out of a global competition that was based on OSINT helping to find missing people, which is, I mean, such an incredible way to talk about real world connection. And they were so excited that not only did they get fourth place, but then they had the appetite. They had the desire to learn more. Can we do this again? Can we do more? How can I actually have this as a job? The reason why I bring this up is because the Cyber Skyline Lab Kit is the Cyber Skyline platform. The experience that we have nationally recognized is the NCL. However, that experience can be brought specifically to your classroom with these kits. And it all goes to the same mission, and that is to support students in their education, to get them excited about cybersecurity, to find their space in cybersecurity, and to also support you as an educator having these real world scenarios, these hands-on experiences that you don't necessarily have to create your own CTF. You don't have to be researching challenges or questions. That's very time consuming. And this is a real turnkey solution that we know is tried and true on our platform and can then inspire students to possibly go into the NCL. Or maybe there are other competitions that they're just going to be really sparking that flame of excitement and interest. So that was a really cool story that you shared with me, Angela. And I am going to go ahead and see if anyone has any last questions. And if you would like to explore the platform yourself, I'd be more than happy to set you up with demo access. You can go ahead and send me an email, or you can also go ahead and sign up for a time on my Calendly. I'm always happy to have one-on-one conversations if you're just trying to explore and see what the possibilities are for the lab kit. Feel free to sign up for a time to chat with me. I do want to clarify that the lab kit is not going to be for individual students to purchase a lab kit. We have a Cyber Skyline Professional, which could possibly be an option for you as a singular student. The lab kits are going to be for an instructor going to utilize it for a class, or maybe there's a summer camp, or there's some type of outreach opportunity. And I just want to clarify that in case someone's interested in this, or just wait for the National Cyber League season that comes in the spring if you're a student. But before we wrap up, and I want to make sure that we don't have any other questions, Angela, any last thoughts that you'd like to share? If somebody's like, I'm on the fence, I'm not sure if this will fit my needs, what would you say to a fellow educator who's interested in possibly using the lab kit?
So I got introduced to the Cyber Skyline platform from my students. They are the ones who came to me and told me how cool this was. And then I started to really notice the difference between the students who were using NCL as part of their clubs, how way higher when they were in my classroom, not only in performance and understanding of the materials, that they were the ones that were getting the job offers more so than the students who weren't using this as a resource and as a way to learn. And so I personally, the students love it and they get excited. They get more excited about the platform because it's easy to use. It's not confusing. And because it's gamified, they can also kind of trash talk with their fellow classmates as well. And it builds camaraderie within the group because they are doing this all together, and it's just a great experience all around.
Healthy and friendly competition is never a bad thing. And it's definitely a wonderful way to just have organic encouragement peer-to-peer. So completely agree. And thank you for sharing that, Angela. I did have one question I want to answer from Jerry. So the question is, I have a purchasing department that will have to have a direct link to purchase a kit. Purchasing will not log in anywhere to make a government purchase. Completely understood, Jerry. If you go to that link, there's an option on the page that pops up that says PO. If you want to submit a PO, all you have to do is put the information of the person who is going to be paying it, or if you just want to go ahead and put yourself, submit it, and then it will give you a W-2 form. It will give you an invoice, and it will allow you to then be able to submit for payment. And if you have any questions beyond those steps of submitting a PO, and it will give you all the paperwork you need to have somebody either send a check or pay directly, feel free to go ahead and reach out to our team. We'd be happy to help you. Ashley, if you could throw in the support email, that would be great. So let us know if there's any roadblocks for that, Jerry, and we'll be happy to help. We work with different organizations, so yeah, we can definitely help you with that. Yes, and Ashley is everything that has to do with money related on our team, and she's exceptional. So you can just contact at cyberskyline.com, shoot us an email if you have any things that are interfering with you purchasing the kit, and we'll make sure you have what you need. All right, everybody. Well, we are 1 minute over our time, but I want to sincerely, Angela, just tell you how much we appreciate you. Thank you for all that you do. And if anyone has any questions, we are looking forward to answering them, and we appreciate your time. And we will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for hearing more about the lab kit. Take care.